everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome back as we take a look at another shelf or shelves in the Dice Tower library. Again, this is shelf 18, so we're taking a look at shelf 18D and E. These are big giant games for the most part that we put in here, so there's fewer of them per shelf. Now you see 2 copies of ICECOOL and ICECOOL 2. We're actually going to be reducing that to 1 copy of each. They're basically the exact same game, but you can put them together for a mega ICECOOL experience. Flicking penguins around, lots of fun. Nemesis is a game that's going to be constantly checked out from the Dice Tower library. Definitely, there's a lot of Awakened Realms games. We don't have many of them in the library because many of them are solo experiences or at least work best out of a convention. But Nemesis is that game you can set up and play Aliens as a board game. Then we got Smash Up. Everything that exists for Smash Up is in this box. That includes the Munchkin Smash Up, the Marvel Smash Up. It's the bigger, geekier box. So if you want to play Smash Up at all, check it out. Underneath that is Black Rose Wars. So if you ever liked Wiz War back in the day, this is a better, more fun, more strategic version of it, but still maintains that zaniness of Wiz War. Okay, then we have Root. Very popular. For a while, we had 3 copies of Root. We're down to 2 now. Root still gets played quite a bit, and we even have some expansions for it in the library because there's a lot of different factions people like to play. So definitely this asymmetrical game, very, very asymmetrical game of different woodland factions is a very, very popular one. Then we have Anachrony, the Infinity Box, this mega box of Anachrony, which has Anachrony, all its expansions, upgraded pieces, and more. It's humongous. It's a very good Euro-style game of going through time. Above it, we have a game called Arbos Apfel. Now, this is a game, if you come to Dice Tower Library, you should check out because it's a really cool, it's a dexterity game in which you're building a tree. So you're putting out little branches and leaves without making the whole thing fall over. It's really unique and looks like a work of art when you're done. Dropping down to the shelf below that, you see the newest game here. It's Townsfolk Tussle. Basically a bunch of people fighting against a series of bosses. We actually did a play version of this, a talk and play that you will see next week during the Spring Spectacular. So you'll get to see this game in action. Then we have Star Trek Ascendancy underneath that. So this is a little bit like Twilight Imperium for Star Trek fans. It's not quite that different. It's very long. There's some expansions in here, so you can play more than the base factions in the game. You can play more than 3 players. This is not a game. This is a game that I almost like. You know, I almost think it's good. It's just a little too long for me, but I know people really love it. Underneath that's Zaya, the spaceship sandbox game where you can be a pirate, you can be a trader, you can be someone who hunts pirates, you can be some kind of mix in between all that stuff. If you ever wanted to just fly in space and do anything you want, there you go. All right, Hate. This game's called Hate. It's a big giant game from CMON that attracted a lot of unwanted attention when it came out. I don't know how long we'll keep this in the library because that is a huge box and I have yet to see it get pulled out and played. Underneath that's Eclipse. I should put Eclipse and Twilight Imperium on the same shelf just because that's funny to me. They're similar in many ways in which you're building space empires, moving around and fighting each other, but they have very different feels. Twilight Imperium is more about, I would say Twilight Imperium's main strength is technology, while Eclipse's main strength is economics. They both involve fighting. The fighting in Twilight Imperium is better. They both take a while to play, although the time length in Eclipse is more manageable. And they both look really cool on the table, especially this Eclipse second version. And then finally, Empyreal, Spells, and Steam, or whatever, Spells, it doesn't matter. It's a train game. It's a magic train game. And you know what? It's not even that complicated of a game. It's pretty light and easy, but just has a million special powers, really cool train pieces. There's a lot of fun things, but it's a big, giant box, which is why it's on this shelf. This shelf is in dire need of me resorting out everything here. So what's my favorite game on this shelf? Well, you know what? I think, there's a lot of good games here. I think it's going to be Anachrony. I mean, the Townsfolk Tussle, Root, Zaya, you know, the ICECOOL, Smash Up, Nemesis. There's a lot, Black Rose. There's lots of games on here I really like. But I think Anachrony is my favorite choice. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching another shelf or shelves in the Dice Tower Library.